those people's salary are haram who deal in 4 things: who give interest, who take interest, who guarantee interest, who write and calculate interest. I work with Bank of Baroda as operation in charge, where none of these 4 things I do. I only handle customer or sometimes work in marketing department. So is my salary halal? Inshallah. That means he's assuming it's halal. Also, bank gives salary out of 5% interest and 95% people's money. So very less is 5% interest money haram in comparison to 95% halal people's money. So probably salary becomes halal. Please help me. Faisal from Ahmed, he agrees that those who take interest, who give interest, who involve in interest, and those who calculate and are giving witness to interest are haram. He agrees with that. He's saying, I'm not doing all these things. I'm working in Bank of Baroda. I'm a marketing manager. I do marketing. I convince customers, but I don't give and take interest. It is foolish. He is convincing customers to take interest. It's haram. The Quran clearly says in Surah Ma'idah chapter 5 verse number 2 that don't help each other in birr and taqwa, do not help each other in sin and rancor. And in Islam, in Islamic Sharia, the ruling is that if you are working for a company in which the majority of the income is haram, then any post in that company is haram. Now let me correct your fallacy that you are saying that interest is only 5%. So interest is only 5% and 95% is people's money. So my income is halal. It is foolish. The income is 100% interest money. They take people's money. They give 5% interest. They take 5% interest and they give 5% interest. When a person keeps in the bank, you give 5% interest. Why? You give him 5%, but you're taking from someone else 10%. So your profit is 100% interest. How come you're saying 5% interest? So your logic is very weak. They take 5% interest, I agree with you. But the total money left with them is not the halal money. The halal money they may give back, but the money that you gain is 100% interest. Point number 1. Point number 2, just because the percentage is small doesn't make it halal. For example, if I add 5% alcohol in a 100% pure glass of water, will you say the water is halal? Only 5% alcohol is there and you stir it. No problem. The water is halal. It's illogical. If I add 2 drops of urine in a pure water, distilled mineral water, will you drink it? And the answer is no. Why? Only 2 drops. That is less than 1%. Why don't you drink it? You not drink it because you know it's unhygienic. That 2% may cause you health problem. It may be obnoxious. So your logic of 5% haram, major becomes halal is totally wrong. Yes, there is a formula that if you are working in a company where the minority of the income is haram, for example, you're working in a 5-star hotel where the main income is by people renting room and there's a small bar in which they're selling alcohol. The income of that is maybe 5%. And you're not working in the bar. If you work in the bar, if you're serving, then it's haram to work as a waiter, as serving bar. But if you are working in the front desk, so then you can consider, since the 95% of the income is halal and 5% is haram and not directly involved, your income is halal. But here you're directly involved. You are convincing people to do haram. You may be bigger sinner because you are marketing, you are promoting interest. So you may be double sinner and you will get double punishment because you are convincing a layman to take interest. How can you say not involved? So let me correct your misconception that since the major income is interest, the profit is from interest. It's not from the halal money. The halal money you give back. Since the major income is haram, then you cannot work in any position. For example, if there is alcohol factory, alcohol is haram. You cannot work even as a doorman or a security guard for the alcohol company. Similarly, if you are working in a bank, you cannot work at any post. You are the marketing post, marketing manager, marketing department. You are the biggest sinner, one of the biggest sinners. But even working as a doorkeeper, opening a door or closing the door of the bank, or as a security guard of the bank, it's haram. If the major portion of or a substantial portion of that activity is haram, you cannot work on any position. Whether accountant, whether a receptionist, whether a manager, whether a doorkeeper, all is haram. So So for you, I would advise you, you immediately resign from this job of Bank of Baroda. Your knowledge is good that interest is haram, but you are trying to evade and illogically prove that your money is halal. My advice to you is that immediately leave that job. Inshallah, Allah will give you a better job. Whether you get a better job or not, since you know interest is haram, you should immediately resign and see to it, get a better job. Even if your salary is less, it will benefit you in this world and the akhirah also.